This is going to be the first interview with the cop in Atlanta, Georgia. Name of. Okay, what you got?
Officer Hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Officer Hall, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
I'm all right. I've just been, conducting interviews with cops. You're the first one I'm talking to. Just trying to get a little feedback from the community. Trying to, see how y'all feel about certain things that's going on. So, first question I want to ask is, what made you want to become a police officer?
Just if something I want to do since I was little. I grew up in the area. Got to see a lot of things that I like, that I didn't like. Got to see a lot of my homeboys. A couple of them dead from stupid stuff. I also got to see a lot of my homeboys go on to do, greater things and stuff like that. So, just wanted to have an impact in the community. That's pretty much it. To get into it, to get rich or anything like that,
Where you grew up at? You from here?
Yeah, grew up in Lithonia.
Lithonia?
Yep.
Okay, so the east side.
Yep. Still police in that area.
How old are you?
28.
28? Okay, cool. How long have you been a police officer?
9 years.
9 years?
19.
Okay, cool. So another question I have, do you still feel the same way about being a police officer as you did when you first started?
Yeah, I do. I think right now, especially with everything that's going on, it's definitely have more of a mindset of actually speaking with the community, taking more of a role in the community, because it's a lot of things that the community has concerns. Me as an officer, what I'm saying, I have concerns too. What I'm saying, in regards to the relationship with the community. So
yeah, that's very, because it's so easy now to just be in contact. We got so much social media. It's back in the day, you couldn't really just you couldn't see what was going on.
Exactly.
You had to see if you didn't know nobody.
Yeah.
So now it's definitely a lot easier to just pretty much. That's why I'm doing these now. Okay, so how do you feel about the violence between the cops and the cops on black that's been going on?
Man, I think it's it's two perspectives that you got to kind of have to try to look in and kind of see it from. In regards to just officers and the community, you definitely see it's on the rise. You definitely see it's on the rise, and it's you got to look at different aspects of you're talking about the economy, stuff that's going on in the economy. You got different influences. Sometimes I believe the music sometimes influences, especially you got the younger generation, and then just who's actually you talk about your politicians and stuff like that. Who's actually in the community that's actually, being active, especially with the young men in the community.
Yeah, definitely.
So, if you look at it from the standpoint of just with blacks, it's definitely on the rise, and when you take you look at in sense of demographics of what makes up your police department, and then the community that the police department is policing. If you have a 98% majority community that is black, then of course, you have a police department that is made up of black officers, that's made up of white officers, Latino officers, Chinese, Indian, what I'm saying? Of course, the interaction with from the police department to the community is going to be the police to more so of blacks. So, I definitely think a lot of the violent contact that takes place, a lot of that stuff can be prevented. You're dealing with a fear, a group that's just naturally just afraid of police officers because of what they hear. What I'm saying? Lil Mook and them, what they said
just
about
growing up in their environment.
Right. But when you're able to sit down and talk to a police officer and ask, why is it that you do this? What happened with this? It's the education that can kind of knock down that fear. You see what I'm saying?
Make them more understanding.
Okay, yeah.
So with all the crime and the stuff that, when I say crime between blacks and African Americans, and then with all the cops, brutality, how does that affect you? Like when you wake up and another day started, you become a cop, do you feel like it affects you, like your job? Like,
I mean, to be honest with you, man, just like I said, I've been doing this since I was 19. So when I was coming up as a teenager, I had my few interactions with the very police department I work with now. I had my interactions. So, but I understood that it was my actions and things that I did that put me in a position to have the contact with. So when I wake up, man, when I do this job, to be honest with you, man, I get tired of arresting young black men, especially, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, when you go down to the County Jail, the majority of people that's in there, it is black women, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying? But then when you look at the crime, and this is from me being in different areas of the department, from detective all the way to just working a regular beat, being on the special task force and being where I am now.
You've been all around.
I've been all around. So, when I'm taking these cases on, the suspects, the descriptions that we're getting, unfortunately, it is black men that's doing it, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, from just me as a person outside this uniform, it hurts and it's frustrating, because I know we can do so much better than what we're doing if we just decide to, first of all, be us who we are individually and stop being, just, in a sense, groupies, just trying to, fit in with everybody, but, be yourself, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so it hurts, man, but, and then as an officer, man, I get tired of it. Yeah. But this is my job, this is my career, this is my calling. So I have to do what it is that I have to do. You know what I'm saying? If there's a call, if there's a certain situation that warrants an arrest, I have to make that arrest. You see what I'm saying?
No matter the situation.
Right, and it's the same thing, in regards to when it comes to white officers, when it comes to Chinese officers. If that situation warrants an arrest, we have to make that arrest, because if we don't, something else comes around later on and they say, well, you should have made an arrest. Yeah. That would have prevented this, that, and the other.
Okay. Another question I have. Do you feel pressure to keep quiet about the wrong things that's going on, like as far as the cop brutality?
Nah, man.
So you speak on it regardless.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, we grown men, and when it comes to, police officers, but me specifically, no. And, I speak my mind, and I do it respectfully, even when it comes to, like brother like you, what I'm saying? When we first met, I spoke my mind about a lot of stuff. You spoke your mind, and I respect what you said.
That's why I made sure you was gonna be the first. That's why I came to you when I came with this idea. Okay. Okay, so from the people, what is your advice to people protesting? I'm not gonna say, I don't want to label as what's wrong protesting and what's right protesting, but as far as when people protest, what do you suggest as far as being a black individual trying to get a black point across?
So just, keep in mind what you're out there for. The main purpose, the reason that you're out there is to get an objective done, is to voice your opinion, and you want your opinion to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So, nothing wrong with that. But if you're out there, you're breaking laws, don't break laws, you know what I'm saying, to try to get your point across, you see what I'm saying? But instead, remain blameless in the whole situation. So you go out there, before you go out there and protest, find out what laws for the particular area that you're in. Find out what's illegal in regards to protesting. Set it up, have an organized protest, and try to keep it as calm and collect, you know what I'm saying? Meet with the people that you're gonna protest. Y'all stage a meeting there, go over what it is that you out there for. Say what it is that, hey, we're not gonna be doing this, we're not gonna be doing that, and take a stand on that and go out there, because, like I said, I can speak for the department that I work for. We're all for it. We're all for the protesting and speaking up on what your beliefs are, this, that, and the other. It's just remaining blameless, not running amok. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, don't tear up the city that you live in. Yeah. Don't tear up the community that you live in. Don't go around and jumping on cars. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that we've seen in some of the other protests. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I understand the anger, the concern that's coming, but all of that gets distorted when you're tearing up the city that you live in. Yeah. That your kids are playing around in, So yeah.
And today is June 9th, and we had a protest in Atlanta yesterday. And from what I heard, it was pretty settled. You got any comments or concerns about that? How it went?
That's cool, man. Like I said, I mean, keep it like that.
But what they did was pretty, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just remain, like I said, just remain in. One of the things that I think the mayor spoke about was not being in the streets. Staying out the streets, allowing the traffic to still be able to flow. I know they had they stopped the 18-wheeler on there, and the driver said that it was, some critical time sensitive load that was on there. So we don't know what that load is. I mean, that's just so, you want that traffic to
keep flowing, regardless. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so from your perspective, how you think we all can make a change as one? Just, and
man.
when I say all, I don't even mean just black. I mean just as far as, because you know when we talk about officers, officers pretty much like I'm gonna say it from our point of view, a gang itself or a race itself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But individually, y'all are people with your own opinion.
Right.
So from your opinion, as one, as officer to me to next lady, the girl, people's family, how do you think we can all change as one?
Man, we all as a people, and like you said, the community, as officers, you know what I'm saying, like we're human too, you know what I'm saying, we just wear different clothes to work every day. But as one, like you said, that includes every nationality, race, whatever your background is, as a people, we have to get to a point where, okay, we're gonna actually sit down and we're gonna hear each other. You see what I'm saying? And you have to be open. You have to be open to what the other person is saying. Just like when you and I met, I had to understand where you was coming from. And then you listened to me and you understood where I was coming from. And then it all
Come together.
all able to mesh together. Now we see each other. It's like it's
that's why it's so easy for me to when I came over with this project to make sure I want to do one with you, so other officers to see. Okay, I don't mean it as a threat. I'm not trying to. I'm not on nobody's side. I'm just here to get the point out, whether it's your point or my point, or whether it's both of our point.
Yeah.
So that's why
it's education, man. We all gotta be able to sit down and just hear each other out, and be willing to allow your opinion about one certain thing to be kind of shaped and molded in a different way. You see what I'm saying? Because once you actually get facts about a certain situation, then you get the facts and you're not just being in a sense taught by social media or what the news is putting on TV, because the news is going to put on the TV what it is that's going to keep their ratings up. You see what I'm saying? They want to be the first to do this, the first to do that.
And since we on that, okay, I got a question. This is a little off subject, but do you think that, people say there's been a lot of violence with cops and blacks, you know what I'm saying, all the way back to Rodney King, which I can agree, okay, I understand. But do you think that it's a main push because of the media and making it more than what it is, or do you believe that it serves it right to be out there like that, or do you?
Well, it's probably a mix, you know what I'm saying, but the media's, like I said, the media's gonna put out there what it is that's gonna get them the ratings. You know what I'm saying, and get their awards at the end of the year. I mean, that's their job. That's what they do. I think my thing is this. We need to be able to read the facts. You know what I'm saying? A lot of facts come out about any situation, not just when it comes to in the category of law enforcement in the community, but even all the way to politics. I mean, look at the facts, the actual on paper facts, and allow that to be able to shape your mind. And then once you look at the facts, develop your own opinion. You see what I'm saying? And it's okay to stand by that. You know what I'm saying? This learn, not just allow the TV to teach you in a sense. So I think if we can do that, come together, and when you see your officer, it's okay to say, hey, officer, can I ask you a question? Yeah. Because I can tell you this, like I said, I speak from my department. The majority of us, and we like, man, shoot, hey, come and ask.
So I actually prefer for people to just
because the thing about it is, like you and I talking, and however this goes, and wherever it goes, whoever's gonna look at it, their mindset is gonna be like, okay, let me at least be able to talk to this officer and find out, okay, when I do get pulled over, you know what I'm saying, I know there's nothing wrong with me having a gun. It's nothing wrong with me, having that gun in the car with me. Yeah,
but that's definitely a big
what
fear.
exactly should I do? You see what I'm saying? What exactly should I do that can help prevent, any kind of miscommunication, confusion, or anything like that? All that's important.
And by you being an officer, I'm glad you brought that point up. That's a major thing. What do you think? As far as me, someone like me, if I was to leave and get pulled over right now, which I'm licensed to carry, I was to get pulled over. What is the proper procedure when the officer,
Yeah. So what you want to do is when you get pulled over, man. First of all, just as much as you can. Like I said, you may be nervous, and it's totally understandable. Just definitely keep your hands, on the steering wheel or whatever. Just so we know where your hands are. You understand what I'm saying? And when the officer asks, for your license registration, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Hey, okay, officer, I do have a weapon, such and such, whatever, and then let that officer then tell you what it is that he wants you to do. If you don't understand, it's okay to ask. It's okay to ask. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes you may not be, as clear. Sometimes you may not understand because you're nervous. You're not, processing this, that, and the other. And so which is totally understandable. But it's specifically doing what the officer asks you to do, and just maintaining that attitude of hey, I know it's an inconvenience to get pulled over, but like I said, we do have a job that we have to do. And so just doing what that officer asks you to do, it just keep it down a whole lot of and I used to do some drama, extra drama that doesn't have to, take place. I had a cat yesterday. He had a weapon in his car. You see what I'm saying? But the fact that he told me, he said, "Hey, officer, I do have a gun right here in my glove compartment, and the insurance card that you asked me for, it's in the glove compartment with my weapon." And so, based off of that, I gave him specific instructions. Hey, look, I'm sitting right here talking to you today. So you see what I'm saying? And he drove off. We were cool. He shook my hand afterwards and everything like that. So, like I said, giving the information, remaining just cool and just having in a sense, an attitude, as much as a pleasant attitude that you could possibly have. I don't expect everybody to be happy that they get pulled over.
Exactly.
Be unrealistic.
And another thing is, 50% of the cops may be like you, 50% might be like, another person who they might come to the car, be more aggressive, have an attitude, or in a sense of people might seem like we're getting underlined, we're getting talked to a certain type of way. Coming from a law enforcement, like I said, me and you were the same people, what I'm saying? You have a job to do, so do I. And so a lot of people concern is when they get pulled over, the way the officer acts towards them. And, people act out and they're like, well, how should I act? You know what I'm saying? When this officer's acting out at me.
Right, and it's the same thing, like if you go into Walmart and you don't feel like you're getting the proper customer service, and like I mentioned earlier, you remain blameless. You see what I'm saying? If the officer says he pulled you over for a seatbelt, if you feel like that officer is speaking out of turn or is being disrespectful, that officer has a sergeant. You see what I'm saying? It's a chain of command. Everybody has a supervisor that they have to. You have a job, you have a supervisor that you have to answer to. Or that holds you accountable. So if you feel like that situation is like that, you want to make sure that you remain blameless because you don't want. Because the way you start yelling and this, that, and the other, you don't want that when you go and they ask you, well, what, where you want to be able to say that, I kept it cool. I don't know why, this officer was speaking to me like this or was yelling at me, this, that, and the other. And then from that point, the officer will be dealt with. You see what I'm saying? According to, there's certain protocols that we have to go about enforcing. So and I always tell people this, if you feel like there's a change that needs to happen, even with the protests, or you got commissioners, you got people that's sitting in legal, not legal, but in your government positions that can you can just let it trickle on down. You see what I'm saying? The chain of command. But like I said, we at the end of the day we want to go home to our families, that we have our kids, our dogs, what I'm saying? That's at the end of the day when we wake up, we put this uniform on, that's our end. So the laws that we enforce, the ways that we do them, is so that we can get home at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So does it happen like that all the time? No. That's like I said, with any job that you have, not just a law enforcement, you got good and you got bad. You see what I'm saying? You got and just because you go to Walmart and you may get bad service there on Tuesday, it doesn't say anything else about the other 6 days of the week. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just out Walmart on one day of the week. You see what I'm saying? And so when you have a small number of officers, you're talking about nationwide, and you probably even go around the world when you have a small number of officers that's making mistakes, whether it be via just out of the moment mistakes, out of nervousness, or whatever. You have to be careful not to bunch the 97% of good officers that you have out there and you can't throw them into that 3%. You see what I'm saying? Because when you throw them into that 3%, you start responding out of the 3% that you know. You see what I'm saying? Then it blows up into something. You know what I'm saying?
Utter chaos.
So, yeah. Okay. Yeah.